All right, happy Monday, ladies and gentlemen. Jan Ragnerud here, founder and creative director at chaosmap.com. We're actually coming in on our Jan Ragnerud live page on Facebook. And if you're coming in on the podcast, thank you once again. Happy Monday to you. Hope you had a great weekend. It is a short week here for many, July 4th, of course, but for us and for me, it's always just a good fun. We can get to catch up on some of the things we haven't caught up on, or rather, I should say that we'd like to pursue a little further. And by the way, if you'd like to know a little bit more about what we do over here, we actually have a full-fledged creative agency dealing with digital marketing, Facebook and Google primarily. But we also deal a lot with using these tools for selling out events. And if you go to selloutmyevent.com, you see it on the screen there. There is a free workshop that you can learn more about what we all do on that side of the house. So today I thought I would discuss a little bit, had a great call with a great lady in Australia, in Adelaide today. And we had some questions about funnels and optimization. And, we talked about, some of the KPIs and metrics and things. And that's all of the things we like to capture before you kick off any campaign, so that you understand the numbers, essentially. Of course, we like to say marketing and math, is a kind of an essential, or sort of psychology, and math belongs into the category of marketing. Understanding your audience, understanding your messaging, and learning how to position that at the right time, at the right medium, and also understanding then the complementary math, simple math, but math nonetheless, to be able to quantify and qualify really traffic and opportunities for you to, once you understand the conversion numbers, essentially map out the entire journey. Well, how do you do that? Well, you need to understand your funnel. And you probably have heard of Russ Bronson's One Funnel Away Challenge. The idea is, hey, you're just one funnel away from winning big in business. And that's what the title for today's broadcast is, One Funnel Away from Winning Big. And the truth is, there is not just one funnel here away from winning big. There's many. But I think really what Ross is trying to get to is the fact that, yes, one can really allow you to win big, meaning you can build profits or revenue and ultimately profits from it if you do it right. But that it's all about testing. You're testing and testing and testing. And once the funnel hits, that's the one you lock down and try and beat that control and improve from there. But so what I thought I'd do here today is I'm going to talk about this briefly. And for you that have dialed in and watched this live, thank you. But I'm going to include some links as well in the actual show notes, is to actually show you some of the things that we like to use as kind of a mind map, if you will, and a very cool one at that, to help to map out these funnels. And I mentioned this before, funnelytics.io right here, funnelytics.io. I'm going to take that and I'm going to paste it over into the show notes here right now, because I had put .com before, but it's .io. And again, not a full demonstration here, because that's what we do on Friday Footage, where we get into more details of the tools that we use. But this is definitely one of them. So kind of an early Friday here for this week. But the ability for you to map these out, unlike the last broadcast where we talked about Lucid Chart, here you can actually do a entire map of what it looks like in terms of what you capture. Here we're looking at a mini class registration, an opt-in page. Obviously, traffic is coming from over here into the opt-in page, which is some kind of a emotional trigger for you to take action. So the message and the ad, everything is congruent, and it drives forward in a very call to action driven manner. You get to a thank you page, which also could have a call to action. We like to always ask, what's the next step? If there's a thank you page out there, which in this case it is, after submitting your information, well, what's the next step there? Very often you see, thanks for submitting the information and nothing else. Well, there needs to be a next step. So that could be another follow-up video or a complimentary training, maybe an upsell strategy here that could be built in, or simply, hey, we'd like you to consume more of our content. Click over here and read this blog post on 1, 2, 3, XYZ, right? Then you begin the value optimization or value ladder here by sharing video 1. And there's a call to action, buy here, and an email, right? That's how you get to this, because you captured that from the opt-in. Then email 2, same thing, value video number 2, and a buy now button. That all goes to the landing page, this buy now, right? Video 3, value video 3 through email. And of course, when you're doing this, you're building the know, like, and trust, but you're also trying to build engagement, excitement for what's coming next. And really, if you have studied your audience and you know what your audience are about and what they're looking for, rather, I should say, then you can build this anticipation and excitement and this experience through the emails and through the videos to really try and help them. And again, this is not a completely built out funnel here, because after video number 3, if they don't hit buy now, well, then what, right? Is there a downsell opportunity? Or do you put them into another segment that has a different follow-up structure, right? I mean, this is where the strategies and the build-outs for this comes into play. But what I wanted to do here is just show you funnelytics.io as one of those tools that can really help you map this out. And again, visualizing it is one thing. The second step here, I mean, once you've mapped this out, is to actually start putting numbers in here. So if you're getting 100 people into your mini class registration form here, are you getting a 10%, meaning 10 people taking you up on that, for example? Well, 10% might be considered low. 20 to 30% is probably the norm here. That's what we like to shoot for. But we have opt-ins that are 45 to 50%. But again, you want this to be in congruency with your ads, with your entire business direction, so that you can assign metrics to this. So if you know that, okay, I spend $100, $1 a click, that's 100 people that come to this. There's 10% conversion. That means 10 people came to the thank you page. And how many then in turn watch these videos, map those out, assign the percentages. And ultimately, you might find that not a lot of people buy in video 1 or 2, but that you were creating a little bit more of an urgency, and you're really building up the crescendo, if you will, the sort of the final payoff in video 3, and that there's a 2% buy here. So if that's 100 visitors over here coming in at the very top through a name and email, and then after video 3 is done, there's 2 that buy, that's a 2% buy, right? Well, these are numbers that now you not only know work for your business, but if it is, and then, by the way, it's not really linearly scalable. So if you're adding 200 visitors, it doesn't mean that suddenly 4% buy, right? But the truth is, if you have this dialed in and the funnel is working, adding more at the front end here to drive traffic in will improve these numbers typically, right? Unless, for instance, this new traffic doesn't have a lot of great targeting. Targeting is key. So anyway, again, not a demo here, but I just wanted to talk about this and this one funnel away concept here, because again, it came up today on this call. And what is the best funnel? And there's many industries that we work in, and of course, as I mentioned at the top of the call here, selloutmyevent.com is one of those flagship trainings that we do. It's totally free. It's a workshop and dealing with events and event mastering in terms of selling out those events, putting butts in seats. So feel free to check out that and understand that there is a two-way communication that needs to go on here. One is the marketing side, and the other is the sales side, meaning your sales process. And without the funnels, without the sales process, your ad traffic will be for naught. So that's it for today. Just wanted to come in here hard and fast on a fine Monday, coming up on July 4th. Hope you're doing well. And hey, thanks once again for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Go ahead and subscribe to Media and Marketing so that you make sure that you get all the updates as we push them out here. All right. Well, thank you once again and have a great week, guys and gals. Later.